friends, and welcome back to Beloved Reviews. If you're new here on this channel, I share with you delightful, family-friendly, and faith-based movies and television shows. Happy Sunday, y'all. I hope you all had an amazing weekend. I know it probably went by quite fast. As for me, it really did. It always feels that way, but I am thankful to be spending this time with y'all. Y'all let me know in the comment section below how you're doing today, how you're feeling, what are you up to? Like, what did you get to go to the theaters and watch, or did you stream anything or watch anything on DVD, Blu-ray, all of that good stuff? Y'all know I love being in y'all movie world, your movie business. So yes, let me know all of that, as well as how you're doing mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all of that. We're family, we're friends here. So feel free to share in the comment section below. As for me, I'm in an amazing mood, doing quite well. I've been very busy this morning. Trying to get together a few things, working on a lot of different things on how to make the channel a lot more engaging. I won't say better in this better, like it's like something wrong with it. I actually feel like it's a pretty cool channel. I hope you all agree with it. But just working on ways that we can connect better, more. And I just want you all to, when you come here, to sit back, relax, kick off those shoes, enjoy your time. I want this to be a place, a secret place for you and the Lord to, commune and have a good time together, a good, wholesome, pure time, knowing that we're talking about things that, yes, it can be quite entertaining, but it can also bring value and joy to our lives and remind us the time that we do have and to make the most of it. So I hope you all walk away from this channel in a better mood, like leaving better than how you came, right? Blessed coming in, blessed going out. I'm just saying. Well, y'all, as you can tell by the title of this video, as well as, the thumbnail, that I just wanted to get on here. And I was thinking of doing this once a week. I had this idea before, but didn't really know exactly how to go about doing it or how I really wanted to stick with it, that type of thing. But knowing me, this is just a part of my life. Yes, I watch a lot of things for the channel specifically, but I also every week, at least once a week, I'm watching like films or a television show that bring me comfort. They are the type of things that can be playing in the background or my go-tos when I'm just in a certain kind of mood and I want to relax, I want to laugh, I want to travel back in time, all of that kind of stuff. And I feel like we all have that. So I wanted to share those kind of things with you as I am journeying. So I never really know what my comfort film is going to be every week because it really depends on where I am throughout the week, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, all of that. I really don't know. But I do know whenever it does hit, whenever it does drops, I go and watch something at some point, and I want to share that with you. It's like, when you watch something really good or like you just want to reminisce a little bit, and you may pick up the phone and call a friend, call a family member, but everybody may not be available. And that's kind of one of the reasons for this channel, because I do enjoy talking movies and television shows a lot. I mean, I can talk for hours about it, and not everybody is available. Not everybody's like, "Below girl, I want to sit here and have a chat with you for 45 minutes or 30 minutes." And we get it. That's not everybody's interest, right? Everybody has their own interests in different things. So I was like, okay, be like that, right? I just come to my friends here and talk about movies that I just so enjoy. And as you can tell by the title of this video, don't tell mom the babysitter's dead. And I mean it. Do not tell mom, y'all, okay? Me and Sue Ellen, we and Kenny and all the rest of the kids here, we made a pact. We made a deal. We are going to have the best and make the most of the summer and let mom do what mom gonna do. Let mom enjoy her little vacation with her little boyfriend and everything like that. We don't need nobody watching over us like that. We can handle this. We can do this. I watched this film so many times as a kid. And it brought me so much joy. I so love the characters here. But first, let me go ahead and get into a little bit of a disclaimer. Right, knowing this is family friendly, this is faith based, this is heartwarming, inspirational, this is a clean channel. So, this film does have a few words that are not the best words, okay? So, don't act like I didn't tell y'all. It does. But it's not like certain films where a lot of F bombs and different things are dropped almost like they can be filler words. Like it was like, what was the point? We could have dealt without that. Like it really doesn't make any sense, you know? And but this is not like that. Even with the words that are not the best, you can tell it makes sense for that particular character or characters with an S. So certain characters are the way that they are. And but what I do enjoy about this film that we do see growth. None of the characters here are stagnant. The main characters, we see the growth, we see the transformation, and to me that is what counts, because even in life, right, we were all at some point, and some may be at that season right now where you're still working on making some changes in your life, whether it's physically, spiritually, emotionally. We're all growing, we're all changing, and there are some times we can look back on different seasons of our lives and feel like, wow, we could have done a lot better. Like, what were we thinking? Why did we speak like that? Why did we do that? And so you can understand the characters here who are the main characters are kids, right? So you're gonna see a lot of different things, a lot of things that kids just did because they're naive, they're still growing, they're still a little bit immature and all of that. So that's what I mean by disclaimer, right? But like I said, this is one of my favorite films. It's a comfort film for me. I feel like, forgive me, y'all. I feel like it stood the test of time. Y'all can let me know in the comment section below if you watched it, if it does that for you. If you feel like this can be like a classic, something that even now, today, that you would enjoy, and it's not something that's like, oh, leave that girl, leave that back there. We don't need that. We done moved on from that. That to me, I feel like, I'm gonna say for me, I don't know about y'all, right? It stands the test of time here. Here we meet Sue Ellen, right? Well, at the very beginning of this film, we have 5 kids. I believe it's 5 of them. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I think so. I believe we have 5 kids here who are living at home with their single mom. This is summer vacation. And like any summer, we all know as kids, right? It is the best time. No school. We can wake up late. We can do whatever we want. We can stay up, or we can wake up late. We can stay up late, snacking, hanging out with friends, going to camp, whatever it is we choose to do. It is that time. It is our time where kids rule, right? However, here, the kid's mom dropped a kind of a little bit of a bomb on them, right? She is like, she is going out of town on a trip, a much well-deserved vacation in her eyes. Okay, she feel like she has raised y'all. Y'all are big enough where she does not have to be home like that. Okay, it is mommy time, and she going on with her boyfriend, and who knows whatever they got going on, whatever they got planned. But what she does do, I didn't quite agree with her decision to do what she did. I mean, to go on a vacation that long when you still have pretty small kids. Yeah, you got a couple of older teens who are on the verge of adulthood, but you still got some kids like who really need a parent there parenting, right? And then on top of that, girl, you get you a babysitter that a person may feel like is half dead, okay? How is this babysitter who looks like she's closer to 90, she's closer to the grave, right? And, I don't want to say it like that because it's just not the best. But we know the world of fiction, okay? Do not try this at home. I will say that. Don't try this at home. Respect your elders, respect life, respect the wise, okay? But for the sake of fiction, you got this babysitter. How in the world is she supposed to keep up with 5 kids? 5 young active children who are, in a sense, haven't even been, they still, they talk out of pocket. They're a little bit unruly. They feel like they entitled. They can do what they want to do, live how they want to live. This house is a reflection. The way that this house is kept is a reflection of how their mom has been parenting them, which is not the best. Everything is chaotic here. The house is a mess. It seems like nothing is organized, nothing is together, and that is how the kids are, from the oldest to the very youngest. They all are like a reflection of how their home looks, right? And you're thinking, how in the world are y'all can live like this? You're living like almost like animals here. And then you got the nerve to talk about you going on vacation, girl. What they do that at? But nevertheless, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. So she gets this babysitter, like I said, who is quite up there in age, right? A little well beyond twilight years here. And the kids are like, Mom, are you serious? Especially her oldest, Sue Ellen, who is like, Mom, I'm 17 years old. Do I really need a babysitter? I can do this. I can watch over my younger siblings. Come on now. Like, we want to have some of a summer vacation. But Mom is determined that no, they're going to have a babysitter, respect her, behave, and I will see you in a couple of months. So she goes off on her way. And then we got the kids who starting to get a little bit of an idea of what this babysitter has in store for them, okay? Y'all think she is too old? Homegirl got her cane and she is not afraid to use it. She raises her voice. She talks stern and she is like, absolutely not. You all are going to clean up. You're going to do your homework. You are going to dress a certain way. You're going to wear your hair. You are going to look like somebody here, okay? That is how it's going to be, right? And if you have anything that you want to say, shove it, okay? Shove it. Sit your butts, your bottoms down, and you are going to behave. You're going to listen. And whatever summer you thought you're going to have, it is gone. It is gone. And it is like the babysitter from you know where, okay? This is how these kids are looking at this particular babysitter. And then so Sue Ellen is like tired of it. She's the oldest. She's 17 years old. This is kind of like her last summer to figure herself out here. This is the last summer for her. You just graduated high school. Let's see how you're gonna do. Are you gonna, hang out with your friends, try to get in that last minute fun time? Or she's also on the verge like of adulthood, like trying to figure out what she's gonna do with her life. Does she plan on enrolling in college, enrolling in a trade school? Like, it's a lot, like she has riding on her shoulders, and like many people who graduate from high school, you may not know exactly what you want to do, and you still want to probably use that summer to kind of figure things out. And Sue Ellen can't really do that with this babysitter, acting all this and that over her. So she does muscle up the nerve, as well as her younger siblings falling behind her. She's like, she's gonna have a talk with little Miss babysitter here. However, when she does go to approach her, she finds that the babysitter has transitioned, y'all. She has on to be wherever she's going to spend eternity. And this kind of is like insane. It's like, what do you do? I feel like what would come to mind for anybody, at least in your right mind, thinking, having any kind of sense, maybe call somebody in authority, call mom, call someone. And so Ellen, them, and the kids come up with a plan. They're like, we have a couple of options here. We can call mom, but guess what that's going to lead to? It's going to ruin our summer. She's going to come back flying back home, and we're stuck. Like mom is gonna totally be mom, and how are we gonna enjoy our summer like that? So that's one option. The other option is we can not say anything to anybody. The babysitter has already gone home to be with the Lord. So we can just move her on the side, get rid of the body, and let's just have the best summer that we can have. We can do this. Like, seriously, mom left us money. And that's where the issue comes in at for them. You would think the body is a little bit more of an issue, but they took care of that, right? The issue that they have now is the money that she left, their mom left. the babysitter had it on her when they got rid of the body, and they can't go back and pick up the body again. So it's like, how are we going to survive summer with no money? We need food, we need different things, clothing, all kind of different things that you just can come up with living life here. The things that we can possibly take for granted, and it hits you when you no longer have those things. You're like, wow, I never even knew I needed all of these kind of things here. It's like when you pack up and move, right? You never realize how much stuff you had until it's time for you to move. And you're like, goodness, did I really have all this stuff? Seriously? So here we are in a little bit of a pickle. So Suzanne realized, and the older sibling who's right underneath her realized that they are Kenny, that's his name, that they are going to have to get a job. One of them, they are the only two who are old enough to get a job. So they flip for it, flip the pizza box or something, and long and behold, it is Sue Ellen. Y'all, it is Sue Ellen who ends up having to get the job, the oldest, who's going to have to carry the most of the weight, who's going to have to give up a part of summer to step into adulthood. And can she handle this, y'all? Can she really take on becoming an adult overnight, becoming practically a parent overnight? Y'all think she can do this? Y'all think she can do this? I think she can do it. I think she can handle it. And that's why she is my favorite character, because Sue Ellen does step into this role quite well. The way that she handled it, I have to say, instead of screaming at the top of her lungs, showing the frustration, because I can imagine this can be a lot. You're still a kid. You want to enjoy your summer like all of your friends and everyone else. And here you are, got to get a job. And your money got to go to the things of necessities. You can't even use the money for the things that you want. So what do you think? Like, what teenager is going to do? What kind of job can you really get as a teenager? And yes, exactly. You guessed right. She's going to have to get a fast food joint job. And it is the most disgusting, grimy, sticky, smelly place ever, especially for someone like Sue Ellen. As you can tell by this photo, she is someone that keeps herself up, keep herself well together, put together, and has a desire to do fashion. So, the last thing she needs is to be adorned in some grimy, stinking hairnets and scrubbing grease in the floors and all these types of things. Just been there for like a day or two, and she has had it. She has decided in this moment that it's got to be something better. It has to be, and I'm going for it. I'm out of here. I will trust in God that He will find me something. And I love that confidence. It is something when you are a kid, like when you feel like it's not even that the sky is the limit. It's like you can go beyond the sky. You can almost be at the feet of Jesus up there in heaven. With your hope and your faith when you are a kid. It is amazing, like how you can believe and you can walk out of a job the way that she did, not thinking twice about it. And that gutsiness about her is something that I wish even now that I had a little bit more of, like not necessarily to be worrying about the things that are so tedious, and just trust God. Like, know your worth, know your value. And Sue Ellen knew that. She knew she was much more than this fast food joint. She knew she was capable of a lot more, and she just needed an opportunity, like many of us. A lot of us feel that way. If we can just get a door opened, or God just crack open the door, and we will walk right through that thing with our head held high, okay? Like, we deserve this. So, y'all, and so here's the thing, right? So Sue Ellen does this. She puts together a fake resume, and she goes and apply for a job that was kind of well beyond her years. So she really had to dress the part, not look like some 17-year-old girl, but look like she's maybe a little bit older than that, maybe 20, kind of just getting out there. She had the fashion sense. She was able to put it together. She had the confidence that was there. So she looked the part, and she nailed this job. She got a job that was paying her quite some cash, especially as a teenager. And she used that to make the best of this summer for her and her siblings. She stepped into that role that could have been quite intimidating. And I love that. And yes, she did not tell the truth in a lot of ways. She didn't, but a person that adored her and loved her and became a champion on her team, on her side here was Rose. Rose saw something special in Sue Ellen when she first met her and offered her that position. Yes, she took a glance at the resume and thought, okay, you are overqualified to be a receptionist. Come, be my assistant. But I feel like it was the connection there. It was a bond that Rose shared with Sue Ellen. And for Sue Ellen to be technically still 17 years old, still a kid, and Rose to be quite well beyond that time in that season of her life, and for them to develop this friendship here was quite impressive to me. I loved it. I love how Rose stood for her, fought for her, and even to the end, when everything came out to the forefront and Rose could have felt some kind of way about it, but she didn't. She saw past all of that. She saw Sue Ellen's heart, and Sue Ellen was amazing. They were just a perfect friendship here. It even even a whole mother-daughter thing. They had that too, because in a lot of ways, Rose mothered Sue Ellen and encouraged her. And it was even like, I'm not sure because I'm kind of recording this out of order because I had some technical difficulties earlier. So the second half of this video has already been recorded and done. So I'm not sure if I mentioned this particular aspect of this film that I really did enjoy. But I know I did mention the satisfying conclusion that I actually did enjoy it. Yes, that is there. But the fact how Rose was willing to open a lot of doors, will help certain doors be open for Sue Ellen, even after knowing and hearing the truth out of her mouth and what she done, which was not the best because it's never good to lie. But at the same time, Sue Ellen had a good heart. She had good intentions and her heart was in the right place. And she did exactly what she had to do to be what she needed to be for herself and for her siblings. And that to me was well worth it. It was worth talking about here. And I wanted to share this aspect with you all because, like I said, the characters here are so lovable. They're so fun. It's so realistic in the sense of like seeing what the transformation, the transformation that these characters went through. That part was realistic. Yeah, I know. There were certain other things that probably will you can't really see somebody really making those kind of moves, but it did go together and it all worked out in the most amazing way. And like I said, it's super, super fun. Such a one of those kind of popcorn flicks, nothing you need to really take too seriously, but at the same time, you're gonna have a good time. And certain films are like that, not necessarily meant to be like groundbreaking or Oscar winning, but we all need room for just a popcorn flick, just something to kick back, have a few snacks over and to laugh about and to reminisce about and to relate and see like, oh, I remember that certain times in my life and all of that and how wonderful it is to be childlike, to be a kid again, right? So yeah, but even along, oh yeah, I forgot to mention y'all. Along the way, like with any journey, right? Especially when you're setting out to do something quite miraculous that most people, you're gonna have some haters along the sidelines. And Suzanne had some. She had a couple of them, right? Right here, these two. The girl in the blue. Yes, the girl in the blue. As I was saying about Homegirl in the Blue, okay? Not the best, not my favorite people at all. I'm with Sue Ellen. Like she was just snobbish. She really didn't deserve where she was trying to be and getting mad at somebody because they were doing it better than what she could do. Okay. So we're gonna move on from her. But oh yeah, I can't really move on from her because she got a little brother named Ryan. Now Ryan, y'all, is different, okay? Different, different, different. I'm like, how in the world could Ryan even be related to this girl here? But yeah, I forgot her name. It just slipped my mind that fast. But anyways, I love Ryan and Sue Ellen here. Like they had such a beautiful relationship that began as a friendship. it was wholesome, it was pure. Every time that they were on the screen together, it was something very adorable. And me watching this as a kid, y'all, and knowing that one day you would have that time, it would be your time to date and different things. And I just always admired his character. I thought that Ryan was such a gentleman. He always showed up for Sue Ellen, even though he probably had certain um I don't know, he had certain thoughts about her. Like he wasn't sure if she was like playing him. Like he knew that she had some secrets or had a secret, and he was trying to get to the bottom of things, especially as their friendship was starting to develop into something quite special. But at the same time, even though he had certain concerns about Sue Ellen, what was going on with her, because it seemed like she was just so secretive, like she didn't want him to know where she worked and all of that. And he thought the whole time that maybe it was another guy, and he was still trying to win her heart. Like he just always valued her, saw her as something quite special. Their dates were filled with such wholesome fun, going to the beach, like walking down the shore together, laughing, talking about their dreams and different things like that. And it was just so sweet and precious and adorable. And I so appreciate it. Even to this day, their relationship, even though the film doesn't necessarily, it's not like a romance film where they're narrowing in on their relationship like that, where we just know it's kind of like a little subplot in the background still developing. But it's still one of those kind of things that I still to this day turn to as far as a good guy. I just felt like Ryan had it all. Like he even kind of knew where he wanted to go at the age that he was, and he didn't mind working hard. He delivered those deliveries with a smile on his face. He tried to make things as enjoyable and as pleasant as possible, even when not Suzanne, Sue Ellen. Even when Sue Ellen worked at the the fast food joint where he worked and did deliveries at, he still tried to make her see the brighter side of life and tried to bring joy to every situation. There's this scene, right, where they're in like this store, and he gets on like this big old huge bouncy ball. I'm not even sure if they even have that still now. And he starts bouncing. And he invites Sue Ellen to come on, let's bounce. And she's like, we're too big, like too grown, like we're too over this. Like, you expect us to really get in here and do this? And he's like, come on, basically, come on, like, you want to. And she jumped on the ball as well, and they're bouncing down the aisles together. And I just thought that was so beautiful. And I feel like adults, no matter what age you are, you should never lose like that child, that innocence in you. Like we should all find our way back to that place, because it's the most happiest, it's the most purest, joyful place for every human being. And somehow, as it's like the older you get, it seems like life tried to strip us away from that, like try to make us forget what it was like simply. The simple things, having a piece of bubble gum, big gumballs. And that was one of my favorite things. Like I always asking like my mom or something, give me a quarter or whatever to go to the gumball machine, and you never know what color, you never know what flavor you're gonna get. And it was just those simple things in life that made it that much more pleasant and enjoyable for me. And watching this, it brings back those kind of memories. And I want that. And I know you all have y'all moments, y'all things that happen for you as well, certain moments that just bring you back to those places where life was simple, it was fun, it was enjoyable. And I want that. I want you all to revisit those times, and don't forget to enjoy those moments, even now, in whatever season you are in your life, to find some kind of joy in every single thing. And of course, give glory to God, because we know that every good and perfect gift is from above. But yeah, I really did enjoy Sue Ellen's and Ryan friendship and their relationship, and the fact that they both were willing to fight for whatever this was. And they knew it was something special. They didn't know like where it could go. It's fresh, it's new. And who knows? It may not even go anywhere as far as they knew. They're just living in the moment. But the key thing is here, they were living in the moment, like enjoying it, enjoying time, enjoying one another. And and I love that. Like they truly did honor each other. They valued each other. They stood on commitment and they were faithful all the way to the end. And even when like Ryan like had like certain doubts, he still was fighting for whatever that they had. And I love that. Especially the huge big finale when Sue Ellen had put together this whole fashion show to save the company. And he showed up unannounced, declaring his love and the fact that he was willing to fight for their relationship. And ultimately brought everything pretty much to like everything was all out at this point. Like Suella had to come forward and let everybody know what she'd done, that she lied and different things like that. And that was okay. I love the fact that how that came about, like seriously. The fact that she told the truth, even though it was things like it's like you owed everybody an explanation, but she still like she stood on that and she stepped into this very adult role and became almost like a parent, an adult overnight. And she held it down. She made such a difference, not only in the lives, like in her professional life and in the professional lives of others, but even in her personal life and even amongst her siblings. Like all of her siblings, in a sense, grew up to the point I felt like Sue Ellen like even did better than her mom did in a lot of ways. Like it was just like, wow, I was just excited about how I love this ending. I just love pretty much everything about this film. It just had it all for me. And it gave me so much hope. Like when mom came back home, right? Hold on, let me see if I can find mom picture here. Okay, yeah, when mom came back home, and Sue Ellen basically had to face her and let her know kind of everything that she done, even though she was like, we'll talk about this tomorrow, mom. But mom seeing how lovely her home looked. Her home never looked this beautiful. It obviously had potential because look what they brought out of it. She was like, they cleaned up that pool. The pool was sparkling and nice and everything. Her kids looked like kids. Like they were dressing appropriately. They addressed Sue Ellen with such respect and like you should address any parent. And she saw this. She saw this big transformation in all of her children. And she's like, what in the world has happened? Like really all of this happened in the course of these months. Like she'd been trying to get them to do this type of thing for years, and they managed to accomplish all of this led by her eldest child, Sue Ellen. And so I just love how everything came about and it came to such a satisfying conclusion for me. Like I said earlier, I felt like mom was quite irresponsible. I'm not sure of that part because I had to add this segment that y'all watching right now because it was, I don't know, StreamYard was having such technical difficulties. So I had to add this last piece to it, like come back and add it. So I'm not sure if I mentioned the fact that I felt like Sue Ellen's, the kid's mom here was quite irresponsible. And the fact that you're just going to all of a sudden say, I'm going to live my life. I got me a little boyfriend. I'm going to leave my kids with a total stranger for the next 2 months. And it was just, I felt like that was irresponsible of her. But at the same time, I get it. Sometimes parents get to the point they feel like they need to live their lives. Their kids are old enough at this point. And so, hey, I get it. I'm not going to be judging her, But overall, I was just so happy what mom had to come back home to, like such a family, like a real family and a real respect and a real honor for, and I know Sue Ellen, definitely her stepping into this role and doing it quite well. Like she was so diligent about taking care of her siblings, like making sure they had insurance and taking her little brother, making sure he got cared for when she had to show up at the hospital because he had that little accident. It was like everything like she had to learn and do this overnight, and she did it so well. She did it better than like a parent, and I'm not even sure she even knew she was even capable of that, to grow up so fast. And at the same time, it showed her like how much more she could really do, how much more she can accomplish, and how much life, like you don't want to waste any of that time that you've been blessed with. Like this is supposed to be her last summer, and she grew up quite fast over this summer. But it also showed her, hey, maybe I will I like to go to college. I would like to take some classes. I really like to see how far I can go. And not only her, but even Kenny, who's still in high school, decided to take on take on some classes. And I was like, wow, Kenny, like he's decided to go to school. I mean, he's seen how wonderful his sister was, who became like their mom in a sense. Now she took that role on with grace, and she did that thing to make sure they all had a wonderful summer, and all the kids here grew up this summer, and and changed the way that they spoke, changed the way that they dressed, started taking care of their home, and where it was presentable, it was lovely. So this was like everything for me. Once again, this film is titled Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. And when I say don't tell her, I mean do not tell her. You cannot tell her, okay? We are team kids here. But before I leave y'all for today, let's go ahead and get into the scripture. And we're coming out of Proverbs 22, verse 9. And it reads, "He who has a generous eye will be blessed, for he gives of his bread to the poor." So that's all I have for y'all for this video. Thank y'all for joining me for this cozy movie chat this wonderful Sunday. I hope you all got a chance to relax, get yourself prepared for the coming week, as well as curl up and relax and snuggle up next to Jesus and see what he has to say to you all. Let me know in the comment section, would you like to continue this segment every week? Once a week we get into some kind of movie. I would never know really what it is, because sometimes I just be in a mood, whatever, throughout the week or whatever. But I just happen to turn on one of those films that are just cozy for me, like my go-to films. So I never really know what I'm going to be in the mood to watch, but I never really mind sharing it with you all. So if you all want more of this, let me know in the comment section below. And let me know if this film stood the test of time for you, if you have already watched it. Do you think this can be considered like some kind of classic or something? I don't know. So until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now and forevermore.